गुड मॉर्निंग स्टूडेंट्स, वेलकम बैक टू दी चैनल। वीडियो को स्टार्ट करने से पहले वीडियो को लाइक, शेयर और सब्सक्राइब करना ना भूलें। इन टुडेज़ वीडियो वी विल डिस्कस द टॉपिक पोर्टफोलियो इवैल्यूएशन। फॉर दिस टॉपिक you may refer the books of Dr. R.P. Rastagi, Prasanna Chandra and Y.P. Singh. This topic will be covered under the headings meaning, dimensions, and in the last we will discuss the factors influencing the portfolio evaluation. So to begin with, portfolio evaluation is the process of examining whether the objective of portfolio management has been achieved or not. The objective of portfolio management is maximizing returns and minimizing research. For this purpose, there is a requirement of continuous research, appraisal, and evaluation of capital market and also that of portfolio. Portfolio evaluation is the process of measuring and comparing the returns which are actual earned from the portfolio with the returns for a benchmark portfolio. With this, the portfolio evaluation identifies whether the performance of a portfolio has been superior or inferior. In this case, the return includes both the capital gains as well as the revenue income. So, in other words, we can say that portfolio evaluation is the appraisal of performance of the portfolio. It helps in the ranking of the performance of different portfolios. Next, we will cover the dimensions. The dimensions will be covered under three headings, that is, first, the rate of return, second, risk, and third is performance. First two are the pure measures of the performance evaluation. In the last, the performance measures will be covered under risk adjusted measures. The very first one, the rate of return. As we have discussed in our previous videos also, the rate of return may be find out with the help of the formula maturity value minus value at which investment is made plus dividend if any divided by value at which investment is made. As well as the portfolio return may be find out with the help of the formula which we have also discussed earlier, that says that it is equal to expected return from the portfolio is equal to summation of weights multiplied by the return of the individual securities forming the portfolio. The next dimension is the dimension of risk, which states the variability in return is due to risk. It may be measured with the help of two things. One is variability, which is known with the help of standard deviation, and second one, the beta, which is the measure of the systematic risk. The portfolio risk, which we have also already discussed, can be measured with the help of correlation coefficient, and formula for which is given on the screen. In this, the analysis is made with the help that if the value of R is plus 1, risk is maximum, but if the value of R is minus 1, risk is minimum. The third one is the performance measures, which will be covered under four headings, that is, first one, return per unit of risk. Next will be Jensen's alpha. Third is decomposition of excess return in the form of Fama's model. And the last one will be adjusted portfolio method, that is the M squared method. So, to begin with, first this involves the return per unit of risk. Return per unit of risk shows the performance of the portfolio is find out for the per unit of risk undertaken. A risk-free security earns only risk-free return. However, the return earned over and above the risk-free return is the risk premium and is earned because of bearing the risk. For this, the two formulas are used. The very first one is the Sharpe ratio, which is also known as reward to variability ratio. The formula for this is given on your screen, which says that the investor is given risk premium in order to bear the risk, but this formula covers the total risk. Whereas the second one, trainer's ratio, which is also known as reward to risk ratio, is calculated with the of the formula given on your screen. You can see the difference in both the formulas. Numerator is same, but there is difference in the denominator. In the Sharpe's ratio, the risk premium is paid for bearing the total risk, whereas in the Trainer's ratio, the risk premium is paid for bearing the systematic risk. Next is the Jensen's alpha. Jensen's alpha, formula for which is given on your screen. It is based upon the CAPM. As we have already discussed in our previous video, it shows the risk premium for bearing the systematic risk. For this, alpha factor is calculated, which shows the differential return, and alpha of the portfolio is calculated with the help of return of portfolio minus expected return of the portfolio. This formula is given by Michael Jensen, and it is based on the differential returns. If the value of alpha in this formula is positive, it shows that portfolio has performed better and it has outperformed the market. Whereas if it is negative, it shows that portfolio has underperformed as compared to the market. And if the value is 0, it indicates that the portfolio has just performed what it is expected to. Next is third one, which is decomposition of excess returns. It shows that in the form of Fama's model. The three methods which we have discussed so far, that is the Sharpe's ratio, Trainer's ratio and Jensen's alpha, are the measure for evaluating the overall performance of the portfolio, whereas Fama's model evaluate the performance in terms of components of a risk of the portfolio. As you can see on your screen, Fama's model states that return from portfolio is equal to risk-free interest rate plus risk premium. Risk premium is awarded for reward for risk plus reward for selection of securities. So you can see the formula on your screen. It states that return from portfolio is equal to risk-free rate of interest plus R1, that is the reward for systematic risk, which may be calculated as shown on your screen. R2, which again is the reward for unsystematic risk, and the formula for also given on your screen. R3, reward for stock selectivity, and the formula of the same is also appearing on your screen. With the help of this R1, R2 and R3, you can find the value of return of the portfolio according to Fama's model. According to this model, every portfolio has systematic as well as unsystematic risk, and reward for risk can be decomposed into reward for systematic risk and reward for unsystematic risk. Next and last measure, we have adjusted portfolio method, that is the M squared method. It is named after the propounder of the formulas, that is the Franco Modigliani and Lihe Modigliani. The formula for the same is appearing on your screen, which states that RP minus RM. RP here states meaning thereby return on adjusted portfolio, and RM is the return on market index. In this measure, the given portfolio is adjusted by mixing a sufficient quantum of risk-free securities so that the risk, that is standard deviation of the portfolio, which is known in this formula adjusted portfolio, is equal to the risk of the market index, that is the benchmark index. Then the return of the adjusted portfolio is compared with the return on the market index to find out the performance of the portfolio with the help of the given formula. So in this way, the risk adjusted measures are divided into 4 categories. First is return per unit of risk. Second is we have find Jensen's alpha. Third is Fama's model, and fourth one is adjusted portfolio method. A selection of the appropriate measure of the portfolio performance depends upon the information availability and the type of the portfolio to be evaluated. In case only one portfolio is to be evaluated, then Sharpe's model is appropriate. Whereas when several portfolios are to be evaluated, then a measure based on beta, that is either Trainer's ratio or Jensen's alpha, will be suitable. Next and last in this topic, we will discuss factors influencing portfolio evaluation. As you can see on your screen, the first factor is risk return trade off. Risk and return are two sides of the same coin. The performance evaluation should be based on both and not either of them. Investor will be ready to take risk provided the risk is commensurate with the risk. दैट इज़ टू से रिस्क रिटर्न के कॉमन्सुरेट होना चाहिए. नेक्स्ट इज एप्रोप्रिएट मार्केट इंडेक्स. The performance of one portfolio is benchmarked either against some other portfolio or against some carefully selected market index. For example, Sensex or Nifty. There are number of benchmarks available and the selection must be based on careful analysis. The third factor is common investment time horizon. Investment period horizon of the portfolio being evaluated and the time horizon of the benchmark must be same. Next and last is objectives or constraints of portfolio. Another important consideration for portfolio evaluation are the objectives for which portfolio has been created or the constraints on the performance of which the portfolio depends. Thank you.